So hopefully, yesterday I dropped my Dragon Ball Sparking Zero video review, and today should be March 1st, and this video will be all about how I made that video. My beautiful genius of a girlfriend had this thought when she was watching my last update video where I was talking about wanting to do something more like routine, something that you could expect every month. This was an idea that she came up with, that it might be a good idea to, drop videos in conjunction with my other big ones that kind of show the process of how I did it and, what I do and how I edit and whatever. So I thought it was a pretty good idea. I'm not sure how much people are going to want to see this or how successful it will be. But I figure I'm going to give it a try. So going forward, all the big videos that I do that should be dropping last day of the month will have like a how-to video dropping the day after that shows you like some of the, inside takes, a little bit of the behind the scenes action of what went into making it. This video is going to be a little bit longer than they typically would be because I kind of want to set things up going forward. She's actually going to take all the raw footage from the process of me doing, my videos and stuff, and she is going to put together a video because she wants to, and she's able to do that kind of stuff, because of her job and everything like that. She has the skills to do it, and she's excited to do it. And that would be great because it'll allow me to work on my core videos, and she can do like the follow-up ones, giving me an extra video to put out. And it's not really hard, to just film while like have some B-roll running while I'm doing some of this shit. Yeah, I want to generally keep them down to like 5-10 minutes max, and hopefully she'll be able to do that. But this one might run longer as always because I just talk and talk and talk. Anyway, so hopefully my video dropped yesterday, my Dragon Ball Sparking Zero video, which as always doesn't need to exist, right? I know that that video should have come out months ago, as all my videos should. There's no demand right now for a review on Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. We're way over that timeline, but I'm never going to be first with any of these games. And I was trying to think like what I want to do, what game I'm going to focus on next. And I'm a big Dragon Ball fan, so I figured, fuck it, I'm just going to do Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, another fighting game on the channel. I know some of you aren't a big fan of fighting games, but that's what I'm doing. That's what I did next. So yeah, as it stands right now, actually, it's February 11th, and I started this project on, I think it was January 9th, and the idea was going to be that this video would be the last day of January. So I was going to work on this all of January, and this was going to be the big video for January 31st. Well, sure enough, as always, I get so like involved with the project that it becomes this whole big long thing that takes forever. And I didn't want that to happen with this one, but I just can't help it, man. It just keeps happening. I can't avoid it. When I start doing these videos, I say to myself, yeah, I'm going to go hard, but I'm not going to put 60 to 80 fucking hours into it because that's just counterproductive. I mean, that's just too much time to be spending on a video that's going to get like 100 views. So this is what I got going on so far. This is CapCut that I'm using, and I'm going to explain CapCut in just a second. But as you can see on my timeline here, I'm only about halfway done. All right, so let's go over to this so you can see better. Now from this line to the right, all this stuff over here is just like stuff that I may use, just clips that I might want to include. Everything from the left here is everything I've done so far. So as you can see, I am about 8 minutes, a little under 8 minutes done so far, and this video should hopefully run no more than 15. I mean, that's the goal, but it never works out that way. So I'm about halfway done, and I actually had the audacity to think that this video was going to be finished in time for January 31st. It just never happens. I get so hyper fixated, like all the stuff that I'm talking about, I need the on-screen stuff to coincide with that, whether it's a character I'm talking about or, different game mode or whatever. The idea was just to have like, some general just gameplay just running as I'm speaking. But every time I talk about something specific, I want to put like on-screen video to coincide with it, and it becomes this huge thing. Same thing happened with my Call of Duty video, my Street Fighter 6 review, my 2023 was a historic year in gaming video. They all turn into these huge projects because of all this stuff, all this shit, all these little individual clips that match what I'm talking about. So yeah, as you can see, it's quite involved. Anybody that does this kind of shit knows what it really takes to do it right and what goes into it. The video editing software that I'm using is CapCut. And I remember a while back, a friend of mine on Discord had said to me, CapCut is a TikToker's video editing software, kind of suggesting that it's not like any good, you know, that it's not like for the real deal content creators on YouTube. When he said that, I was like, maybe he's right, you know. And I knew about CapCut, but I've always used Sony Vegas for all my shit. And Sony Vegas is an older program, very old program really, that not too many people use anymore. These days it's DaVinci Resolve and obviously Premiere Pro, and there's some others. I've always used Sony Vegas because that's what I'm most comfortable with. And Sony Vegas has always been so limiting with like effects and transitions and animations and stuff like that. For the longest time I was using a cracked version, and then a few years back I actually bought like a full version of it, and I could never get any of that stuff to work, man. Even like adding plugins and all this shit, the stuff just never worked right. I always had bare bones transition effects and animations to use, and I did the best I could with that stuff, but it was so limiting. The program would always crash on me time and time again. No matter what I did to optimize how it would run, it just did not jive with my computer, and it would crash constantly. I mean, this thing must have crashed over 1,000 times throughout the course of all my videos, and it would waste so much of my time. I was constantly saving after everything I would do because I was afraid it was going to crash on me. So last year around June, July, a friend of mine at work had mentioned CapCut because he was doing some videos and stuff. Yeah, you know, I don't know. I'm really comfortable with Sony Vegas, and that's what I use. And you know, I tried DaVinci Resolve, but it was just a lot harder to get going on, and I didn't want to watch all these videos on how to do it and how to use it. But at some point I said, you know what, fuck it, let me try CapCut. And I was immediately impressed. You know, I went ahead and bought the whole pro version of it. It's like 80, 90 bucks or whatever. You get it for a year, and it unlocks everything. And I will say that CapCut is like a cheat code for content creators. It is so easy to use. It is like dummy proof. Anyone that has done content creation with Sony Vegas or DaVinci or any of these other programs, if you try to use CapCut, it'll be so easy for you. I mean, I have used some videos to like help me figure shit out, but most of the stuff is just, it's just intuitive. It's just so easy to do. So honestly, CapCut has been my go-to for like doing certain things, but I was primarily using Sony Vegas, and then on my iPad and stuff I could use CapCut. It runs very well on my iPad, and I would use that while I'm like at work and I'm some downtime or whatever, upstairs in bed. I'll do some I'll work on some projects that I would put on my computer and then import to Sony Vegas. But this video, my Dragon Ball Sparking Zero review, I decided to go full CapCut. And I have now officially fully transitioned over to CapCut and only CapCut. I'm not using Sony Vegas anymore because this is just too easy. And I almost didn't want to like reveal this because it's, once you see how simple it is, like it takes away, you just, I don't know. I can't, how do I explain this? You know, I wanted people to think like, oh, wow, like he's got some skill with this shit. Yeah, not really. This program just makes it way too easy. So I want to show you a little bit about CapCut in this video. We're going to switch over now. Obviously you can see my timeline. It's set up very similar to how, you know, any program is, any video editing software. They're all like this for the most part. Your imported stuff here, you know, preview here. But what's great about CapCut is all the effects and the transition effects and the animations that you can do. So there's just a ton of stuff. For effects here, we've got, look at all this stuff. Lots of different effects that you can put on your video clips. And it's just great. Like, let's go down over here and let's do one. Let's just try this grid glitch thing. You know? So your video's playing. Playing. And then you got this really cool effect that you can throw on it. And you can control its speed with this one and do some other things. But yeah, with all these different effects, there's a lot of cool things that you can do, strobing and blurring and color focus. You know, a lot of great shit. This fireworks one looks cool. Look at this. This is the kind of stuff that I always wanted, man. I was always trying to get like really cool effects, and that's why I wanted to try DaVinci Resolve, because I heard that you can do a lot of cool things with effects and transitions and animations with that, but I just couldn't get that stuff to, it just didn't seem like it came preloaded with all this stuff. And that's what's great about CapCut, is when you download it and you unlock it by paying, you know, for the full version, all this stuff is immediately available for you to use, and you don't have to download plugins and do all this crap. It's just there for you. So really great that you have all these different effects that you can use, and it really allows you to do a whole lot with your videos. Now we've got some transition effects here. You got a whole bunch now. Oh, look at all this. Look at all these different ones. Lighting effects. So as one clip goes into another, you can use, let's do this. Let's try this matrix rain. Whoops. I gotta put it on the thing. Okay. I should know this. Very easy. A little bit. And do that. Let's try that. Look at this. Freaking awesome, dude. I always wanted to have this kind of control and all these different options for transition between clips, transition effects, and you know, general effects and stuff like that. But you've also got some really great animations, right? So we'll go, so you can do the split right here, and we'll select this one. Then you go to animations, and you can do in and out and combo animation. So the combo will be an animation that runs throughout the whole clip. And then you've got, like, you know, all these different ones, pulsing. Try that and see what happens there. And then you can try like this one. And you gotta up that duration. See? You know, pretty basic standard shit, but very helpful, very important when you're doing the kind of shit that I'm trying to do. Right? So, yes, that is a huge benefit. Really great that CapCut has all this shit. That's not all, though. So there's a couple other things that really blew my mind, and I was really, really impressed with when I saw it. So we're going to go back over here now, and we're going to check out, we got a lot of filter options here, but that's not what I'm talking about. This is interesting too, though. I haven't really messed with any of this stuff. We got these templates here. And with the templates, he was correct. It is more geared towards and focused on TikTok for sure. There's no doubt about it. It's definitely more of a TikTokers type program. And I had much more in the way of like options and stuff when I was going through it on my tablet. This is just kind of odd the way it's set up here on the PC. But this is just a good example. There's a ton of shit. I'm not going to go through all of it or trying to find specific stuff, but like, let's just look at this fucking thing, right? So it's like a pre-made template that you can use as you're doing your videos to like supplement with certain things, and you can throw text on it and do whatever. So that's really great, you know? Really, really cool.
AI has the potential to be a key tool, and
that's weird. So I'm editing this party now because I finally figured out where they're hiding their stock video stuff that I was looking for. So we're gonna just hop back in here. Also, my apologies for the ultra wide aspect ratio. I should have used my other monitor for this, but I just didn't feel like switching over to that. It is what it is. But I did find these stock videos that I was looking for, and I can't say enough about this program and how it is just absolutely packed to the brim with all kinds of useful things. Look at all these stock videos that they have included in this program. This isn't something that you have to buy additionally, whereas a lot of other programs, this is like a plugin or whatever. It's just here right off the bat for you to use, and this opens up a world of different things that you can do with your videos, whether it's gaming or anything else. Like, look at this. Look at what even if you're just going to use CapCut as like an alternate, like in addition to whatever it is, whether it's Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve or whatever it is, you can still use this in combination with other programs if you don't really want to, you know, fully switch over. But just look at the archive of stuff we've got to work with here. This just opens up all kinds of possibilities so many things you can do, you know, throw some text on this shit, throw some filters on it, you know, get really creative. This is super helpful to have something like this. All these stock videos that are hopefully mostly copyright free. I don't think you really would have much to worry about here. It does say up here, to avoid copyright infringement, do not export materials without editing them on CapCut first. But I honestly don't think this is going to give you much of a hard time. I mean, look at this. This is fantastic. Just absolutely awesome. So I've got to say, guys, CapCut may be a TikToker's editing program, but it is the real deal. This is a real deal piece of software for video editing that you probably should be using. You can really do some professional grade shit with this. And yeah, I'm gonna stop gushing now about it, but there's just so much stuff from that to, I mean, we can go on and on with this stuff, to filters, all kinds of different filters you can do. You throw on your video there. A lot of stuff you can do with this program. And they're adding more all the time. I think it's ever changing. So you got stickers. I mean, all kinds of stupid shit here. And
be honest,
look at this.
the controls are
fucking great. It's great, dude. Look at this.
Be honest.
Look at all this cool stuff, man. Wow, look what I can do now. This is fantastic.
Be honest.
Fantastic. So as you can see, I did finish the video. We are fully done here. Well, that's not working too good. We did manage to finish. So I am very thrilled with the fact that I'm going to get this out on time. You can see a lot of work went into this fucking thing. Yeah, just a ton of work. Went all the way up to about almost 22 minutes here, which I didn't want to happen, but what can I do? But we're going to get back to the rest of the video that I was working on originally, but I had to throw this in because I figured out, you know, what I was looking for. I'm really happy with how this video came out. I know it's longer. It's longer than it should be by about 10 minutes or so. You really want to keep these down to like 10, 15 minutes tops, and I just really can't do that. But I'm really thrilled with how this one came out. I'm happy with how I'm adding memes into my videos now for some more humor. I wish I could crank these out faster, man. If I could put out a video of this quality and maybe a little bit less in length and get this out at, like, you know, the 2 or 3 day mark. Let's say this video came out like 2 or 3 days after Sparking Zero dropped. I think I would do really well in the gaming review space. It's just, this takes me about almost 2 months. I'm not going to lie. Doing this, it'll take me about almost 2 months, a month and a half, maybe 2 months. Big projects like this, it's just a lot for me to do. I'm not going to go into everything, man, because I want to save that for some other videos. I will go more into my process of how I do things top to bottom. Another tip I would give you is, if you have a partner that likes to watch your videos, always give them a shout out. I make it a thing to give my girlfriend, you know, a shout out in every video, or almost every video. And she likes to watch my stuff, and she gets a kick out of it every time when I name drop her. So if you have a partner, do those name drops. Really goes a long way. You know, try to be smart with the games you cover and the topics you cover. You're gonna put all this work into it. Try to be smart with what you choose to do and the timing of that specific thing. You know, this is more geared for gamers and stuff, but for anything that you may be doing in the content creator space. But again, you know, it looks like I'm gonna get this out on time. Very, very happy with how this came out. Really thrilled. And yeah, just I needed to get this in because I wanted to show you guys some of these other things I couldn't find. You know, it's not even that hard. It's right in the import section, but I just, you know, I didn't find it. Anyway, back to the rest of the video. It's just great, all the stuff that they added in for you to use. I'm not sure what, as far as copyrights and stuff, is going on with a lot of this shit, but yeah. And then the last thing that I can think of that I'll mention is the audio. Check this out. We got audio. Now this is where it gets really great. There is a ton of songs and different kind of sound effects in here that you can use. Some of it is copyrighted stuff, but you can use this tab here to check if it's a copyrighted thing. And lately I haven't really been caring too much about whether it's copyright stuff or not. I've just been using whatever the hell. But like, what do we got here? This sound effect stuff. Now this comes in clutch, and doing videos like, you know, video game stuff and whatever the hell you're working on. This is really gonna make things a lot easier instead of having to go on YouTube and try and find certain things. So great. And then the music is just, this is so much shit in here. So pretty great. A lot of different things you can do with this program, and that went on for way too long. I didn't want to make this a CapCut promotional video or anything, but being the first video, I wanted to kind of show you what I'm using now. Primarily use Sony Vegas. Well, no, that's all that I really used for all my videos right up until Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. This is the first video that I've done that is all CapCut, and that's what I'm going to do going forward. I'm not going to be using Vegas anymore. It's a pain in the ass. You can do a lot with it, and there's still so much that I didn't learn about it, things that I could have done, you know, with keyframing and shit like that. But all that stuff is here as well. You can do keyframes, of course, in CapCut, which, you know, allows you to do so many different things. I'll talk more about CapCut, and you'll see some more things about it as I'm making these videos, these how-to videos. But let's just wrap things up here, and I will show you like what I got going on here now. So as I said, I'm only halfway done with this fucking thing, and hopefully I get it done in time for the last day of the month. I don't know. It's not looking good at this point. You know, I'm trying to do some other things on the side, and this fucking monster of a fucking god, man. This is where I'm at right now.
Hidden depths.
So don't do this, okay? Do not do these long ass fucking intros. This is too long, way too long, and I'm just like, fuck it right now. I don't care to try and figure out how to, you know, shrink it down any. And this fucking intro that I did, don't do this either. All right, a lot of people are gonna click off when they're just not gonna. If this doesn't like vibe for them, you know, your intro, if you're gonna do this, should be like 5 to 10 seconds. But I am known for doing long ass fucking intros. It's kind of my thing. I like intros. I think it makes and you probably couldn't even hear what I was saying because this shit is jacked up way too far. Okay, so if you can hear me now, yeah, that was a stupid see? So many things in the editing process. This is great. I'm glad that this happened because you really have to pay attention to what the fuck it is that you're doing. Yesterday, I tried to do this. So I'm doing my thing. I set everything up. Sit down, I'm recording, I'm liking how it's coming out better than how this one's going. And come to find out, after I'm doing it for like 10, 15 minutes or whatever, my fucking mic is muted. Because oftentimes I have to mute my mic in OBS to do certain things. And yeah, make sure your mic is not muted. That's a rookie mistake. And make sure that when you're doing something like this, or you're live streaming or whatever, that audio levels are set correctly. Because you probably couldn't hear me very well when this shit was playing. But as I was saying, do not do this, right? Don't do these long ass intros because you know, it's just taboo. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's pretty cool. But that's just me. Don't do it. So what else now? Man, I really didn't think this through, oh boy. Yeah, this is already way too long anyway, so I'm gonna have to wrap it up now. I don't know how much you're getting out of this. But hopefully as we go forward and I do more of these, my girl will be much better at this than I am. With this particular area right here, you know, we've gotten through, at this point here, gotten through the whole setup phase of the video, right? That's what everything from 0 to fucking a little bit after 2 minutes is. You know, where I kind of set the stage of the video, explaining things or whatever. Then I got my long ass fucking intro and, you know, music that coincides with everything with the audio set to the right volume. You know, these things are important that you want to try to make sure, at least I do. I like to make sure that you can hear my music because I love, you can't even see me now. I like to make sure you can hear my music because I love music. I think it's so important in video games and even sometimes in these videos, that you can hear the really cool songs that I choose. But it's a hard balancing act to get the audio just right that you can hear me very well but still hear the song. So that's something that I do focus on a lot, and sometimes I get it right, sometimes I really do not. I typically use headphones as I'm editing so that I can really hear it well and really try to gauge like how well can you hear me, and is it proper? Does it suffice? And you know, that's a big one in making videos. But you know, again, with this one, it's a lot of trying to choose the right gameplay to match up with what I'm talking about. Something I learned that's very important is to, at least for these type of videos, is that I want to throw in shots of me speaking. So some of the YouTubers I like to watch and follow, I've picked up on this, that this is a good thing to do, that you want to keep coming back to me speaking. And for this video, I wrote the whole script, and I chose specific moments out of that script that I want to show myself speaking it. So then I would just, you know, turn the camera on and try to memorize that line, and generally would keep them very simple, and then just say the shit, you know, so I can show me speaking it. And the idea is that you want it to seem as if like I'm sitting there talking the whole time, when in fact that's not what happened at all. And you could probably pick up on that because the audio isn't going to sound exactly the same. I don't know what happened with as I was filming myself saying it, and when I was recording the script audio, for some reason like the levels were different and the quality was different. I know why. Because for this particular part of the video, I was using OBS, obviously, and all my scripted stuff was using fucking voice recorder. That's why that happened. And you probably want to use something better than voice recorder as well. But yeah. Anyway, I'm trying to think what else I can speak to on this. Hopefully going forward, my videos will be, it'll be more interesting than all this. So the idea is that you want to have a lot of quick changing things. I don't like this long drawn out shot here.
As the main representative of Universe 7 in the Tournament of Power, but I didn't unlock that branch, so I don't have any gameplay.
I feel like it's better to have a lot of rapidly changing, well, not rapidly, but a lot of changes to the on-screen stuff from moment to moment, you know, in a relatively decent pace, than to have just one long continuous shot of me playing the game like this.
Wonder what it would be like if
You know,
took over Gohan's
this was me cheating, right? I was like, actually at this point, I'm starting to see like, wait a minute, I'm spending way too much fucking time on this. The idea was to do exactly that. For the most part, use just some gameplay. Just, you know, I did a lot of recording of battles or whatever, and just let that play and let the script go, and you don't have to keep matching everything on screen to what I'm talking about. But I just can't do it. I can't do it. And that was going to be the way that I get this video out fast, or faster, is that I wasn't going to go so heavy on trying to match on-screen shit to what I'm talking about. All right, so at this point, I've got about 30 minutes here. I know a lot of it's going to be edited out, but this is way, way too long. But I hope this will be informative or enjoyable for some people to see what goes on in the process of doing these. I know I'm not a super popular YouTuber that, you know, you guys are really going to be like, oh yeah, this is what I should be doing. But I have been doing this shit for a while. I've said enough. All right, guys, that'll do it for this one. Hope it's been informative and enjoyable to at least one or two of you. If you have any questions or whatever about CapCut or whatever, you know, just throw them in the comments and I'll see them and, you know, hopefully respond to them relatively quickly. And yeah, I'm here to help as much as I can with whatever I can for you guys, anyone that's watching. And oh yeah, thumbnails are very important. If you're doing content on YouTube, there's a few things that are very important, and it's thumbnails, the title of the video, and some of the keywords that you throw in there. That's just a last minute tip that I got, but anybody, you should know that. It's not like a hack or anything. All right. Thank you very much. I will be back soon with more videos, more games to play on Double Dragon Gaming. Peace out.